Welcome to the Creative and Ambitious Entrepreneur Podcast.
My name is Jen Clark.
And I'm Elka Clark. We are a mother-daughter team who started our Zazzle e-commerce businesses over 10 years ago and have sold $15 million and counting of products on Zazzle with our designs on them.
We had so many people asking us how we did this, so we created our signature course, the Profit by Design Academy, which teaches our 5 strategies for success on Zazzle.
When we aren't helping creative entrepreneurs just like you create profitable e-commerce businesses, we love cooking food from places all over the world that we've traveled to, jet setting to our next dream destination, spending quality time with our close friends and family, or having fun creating our next bestsellers in our Zazzle businesses.
In this podcast, we share actionable steps you, the creative, can take to make money in your e-commerce business on Zazzle. Each episode will take you one step closer to achieving freedom with your time, location, and finances.
We believe that you can have anything you dream of, as long as you work smarter, not harder. And we're here to give you the tools you need to make your dreams happen. Let's get started. Hey there, it's Elka.
And Jen, and in this episode of the Creative and Ambitious Entrepreneur Podcast, we're going to be talking to you about the story of one of our star students, Brandon, and his success and his account of his success and the journey that he's gone through.
Yeah, and this is a little bit of a different format because we're going to do some reading of his accounts, because he has been very generous to make this almost like an experiment where he started with us in 2017, and he agreed that from that point on he would be very methodical about using the Profit by Design Academy and then using whatever it was suggested in terms of the number of work hours, number of products to make, and then he was going to keep his progress and success and whatever obstacles and issues that he had as an account, so that now that it's almost 3 years later, we can see the history of someone who starts on Zazzle and then with our program, the Profit by Design Academy, and has now succeeded to the point that he is a gold Zazzle Pro Designer, which means that he has made over $100,000 in lifetime earnings from his Zazzle earnings of sales that came from the US. He's actually made even more money than that, but the way Zazzle does the gold and all the other pro designer levels, that's one of the criteria. So just don't get confused with that. It's just that he's really made a lot more than $100,000, but now that he's a gold pro designer, we wanted to feature him and make him the star of this podcast because we're super proud, super excited, and it's a really great rags to riches story, or can't to doing story.
Yeah. I wanted to jump in and say quickly, he had a Zazzle store previously before starting our training with us, but you said it was very methodical, and that's completely true because he opened up a fresh new store to go through the Profit by Design Academy with us. Yes. And so the success is actually about the store that he started from zero, like from scratch, going through our trainings.
Which is really awesome because, thanks for reminding me about that, because he had a store that he had a couple of stores that he was working on with his photography and lots of other things that he tried on his own that he thought he would be okay to do. But he had been working on Zazzle for 5 years, and he never made more than $2,500 in his entire 5 years. And so the fact that now he's made over $100,000 in 3 years after getting help from us is, first of all, really cool, because that means that the Profit by Design Academy is actually working for people more than just for us. And we knew that already, but this is kind of nice just to kind of see a milestone. And of course, we want to congratulate Brendan on his efforts, because not everyone who started in 2017 in the Profit by Design Academy has reached that same success. So for us, one of the things that we want you to take away as a take home from this is not just this really cool format that we're going to go through. We're actually going to read his account and see his journey and progress, but also for you, just before you even get started, and be sure to take notes on this one. We might give this as a downloadable, I'm not sure yet, but we wanted you to take notes so you can really understand that it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. But when you put in the hard work and you follow the correct strategies, the 5 strategies, then all of a sudden things start to work as you build your business. And that's why the first strategy, which is establish, is so pertinent and important to get your business set up properly, and then implement the other 4 strategies to make sure that you continue to grow and scale your business, which is what happened to Brendan. The last thing that I wanted to let you know is that, like I said, not everyone has gotten this far. And it has to do with Brandon's tenacity and showing up every day in his business with the intent that he's going to make that money. And it's not a hoping thing. It's do the work smarter, not harder, be effective, use your time wisely, and be very intentional with and have that alignment of, I'm going to get this done, and I'm going to make sure that these things are in place for my business so that I can get that goal achieved. And that's how Brandon went and approached this. He definitely was determined and he made sure that nothing got in his way. He didn't have other plans. And then so that got shoved aside, his working hours on Zazzle. So just show up for your aim game. That's the main thing. Every single day that you're going to work on Zazzle, and have a plan and be strategic. And then do strategy number 5, which is assess and analyze. And this is one of the things that Brandon did really well. He kept such good track of things. And then whenever something was starting to work, he just went for it and made it work more effectively and more profitably. And that's how he got to 100,000 that quickly. Okay, so this is a little bit different format because we're actually going to read a lot of this stuff, but we've already given you the intro of his perspective that he had been on Zazzle for 5 years before starting in 2017 with us, with the Profit by Design Academy. And as Jen said, he started a brand new store because he wanted to start completely fresh. Almost wanted to prove the Profit by Design Academy wrong because he'd worked so hard and he was so frustrated with the Zazzle platform, but he just really did see that there must be someone he saw our examples and he goes, how is it that you're doing this? I've tried on my own. And he's very successful in his other life. And so he was frustrated almost to the point where he didn't know how to make this work, right? So it was kind of fun to see that he ultimately realized that those 5 strategies really work. And those are the ones that are in the Profit by Design Academy, obviously. Okay, so here we go. Let's do this. Let's start in June of 2017. That's when Brendan enrolled in the Profit by Design Academy. And he was inspired by our success, obviously, and he wanted to know how this all worked with the 5 strategies. And so, yes, he decided to start a new store. And so he used the new store and the Profit by Design Academy to set up his store properly. And then he filled it with products that were based on the 50 top selling products that we give you as a list of the products that you should be making in your store consistently. They're the product types, not the type of product you need to make, like what design to put on them, because we know that they work on all kinds of different designs and niches, but they were the consistently top selling products in a wide scope of research that we've done based on art, photography, graphic design, and specific niches, all of which then were together the products that were the consistent ones that sold across all those niches. So this product list in itself is worth the value of the course already. All right, so, and we've already talked about the 5 strategies, but we didn't say what they were. And if you haven't watched any of or listened to any of our other podcasts or watched anything we've said on other training videos, then let's overview here of the 5 strategies. So the first is create. The first is establish. The second is create. And the third is announce. The fourth is align. And the 5th one is analysis or analyze. And all 5 of those are what's implemented by going through the step-by-step video trainings in the Profit by Design Academy. You are going to get those incorporated, and they cross paths. And if you've heard us talking about them before, you'll realize that some touch onto others and so on. So in the modules in the Profit by Design Academy, they're all addressed, even though we don't say, okay, this is strategy number 5 module, because there is overlap. And so that's just really something to keep in mind as you go through the training, but ultimately you end up incorporating all of those into your business based on our training, which is fun. All
So
right.
in June 2017, he enrolled in the Profit by Design Academy.
Yes.
And then in October 2017.
Yeah. In October 2017, Brendan had already made his amount that he usually makes in 1 year, which was $500. So from June to October, he made $500. Then in November, he had more than doubled his income. So now it was $1,290. Then by the end of the first year, like December 2017, which was 6 months after he started on Zazzle, he had made over $2,000 through his store. That's his take home. We're always talking about take home, not how much he sold, but what he earned from Zazzle.
I just want to jump in. So we told you that he opened up a fresh new store. So when we say 6 months after starting his store, that's the brand new store. So he made $2,000 in 6 months after starting the new store, when he originally made with his older stores that amount of money in over
5 years.
5 years.
Yeah, so it took him 5 years on his own and 6 months with our training from the Profit by Design Academy to make the same amount of money. And of course, by this time he was hooked.
Yeah. Okay. And also keep in mind that Brandon has another day job. Like, he's doing this on the side as a side hustle because he also has a corporate 9-to-5 job that he goes to during the day.
Yeah. So he was doing it very effectively with 20 hours a month of work time and creating 100 products a month. Very strict schedule based on what we teach in the Profit by Design Academy. And so he kept to those times, and sometimes he couldn't even get to the 20 hours because of his day job. So that's really very impressive for someone who started in June. Okay, so then in March, so we're skipping forward a couple of months now to March 2018. And this is when Brendan realized that he needed a bit more consistent accountability because of what Jen said, with all of the things that he had on his plate. He wasn't getting around to his Zazzle business as consistently as he wanted to. And he also wanted a bit more insight in terms of what it is that each of the teachings in the Profit by Design Academy could do for him. Like, he wanted things to help him be more efficient, be more profitable. And so that is the purpose and the intent of the Profitable Membership, which is our add-on to the Profit by Design Academy. And they both have profit in them because the whole idea is that everything is geared towards getting that profit, which is, but it's a tongue twister. Okay, so now he's also in the membership, where it's a monthly membership. And in that membership, we give you a masterclass every month on a particular topic. We also give you something called an Ignite Guide, which is like a huge downloadable that allows you to implement step-by-step key strategies or like deep dives into the pieces that we teach in the Profit by Design Academy, and how you can implement them and be more strategic in your store and your Zazzle business after you've set everything up that you have in the Profit by Design Academy. All right, so let's see. Then he wrote us, this is what he said. In March of 2018, after joining the Profitable Membership, it was very crucial to my progress. Jen and Elka's coaching identified areas where I could improve, including my design skills. I targeted products and designs that I had previously skipped over because I felt they took too long to design. So that's kind of a cool thing, right? To like hear that, because maybe you've done the same. So Elka found examples in my store of times that I rushed product design. I created lots of templates that just weren't working how I thought they should be and the way I designed them. And some of the earlier products that I posted for sale were just plain bad. And that happens so often with designers because you're evolving, you're getting better. But you have to start somewhere, right? And then the first products that you do make, if you don't make them the greatest and they're not the most perfect, that's okay. Just do another one and fix it. And that's what Brendan realized at this point in time. So, and he said, I realized I'd stopped paying attention to what Jen and Elka taught in their course, which happens because you think you know everything, right? And you start to do your own bits of it, and you realize you need a refresh, which is also one of the purposes of the Profitable Membership, is just keep you on top of your game. All right, to fix my mistakes, I took the time to create the template products properly. Also, designs I thought looked great when I originally made them clearly did not follow what I'd learned in the Profit by Design Academy. I also fixed these designs and posted them as new products. March was definitely my month to clean up my Zazzle store and look for new possibilities. So do you want to do April?
Sure, I'll do April.
Okay.
And I wanted to say that I've definitely been in that position where I've kind of got off track, and you need that refresher. You need to recognize that you've maybe strayed off on a certain path, that you should now go back to the main one and recognize your core values and where your business should be going. And I have definitely made products that I am almost embarrassed that I've made them because they're just plain bad. But they were the stepping stones that got us to where we are today. And if I hadn't have made those products or made those mistakes or even tried to do something, then I don't think that I would be here right now or be in the position that I am in my Zazzle business, because I just wouldn't have tried. You
Exactly.
don't, yeah. What is the saying? You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take.
Yes,
so
exactly.
You just need to put
Wayne
yourself
Gretzky.
out there. Have you heard about our signature course, the Profit by Design Academy, yet?
Are you a new or current Zazzle designer who's struggling to figure out how it works, worried that you're going to waste your time, and unsure how you can start and scale your Zazzle business to see sales fast?
The Profit by Design Academy includes everything you need to feel confident, clear, and certain about how to create your dream Zazzle business.
Building a profitable Zazzle business has never been easier, because now you have access to the 5 strategies that we use to build our $1 million Zazzle businesses.
Head to the show notes to grab the link, and we will see you inside the Profit by Design Academy. Now let's get back to the show. So April 2018, Brandon's first $1,000 month, which is
Yoo-hoo!
Awesome.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Awesome.
So Brandon's April earnings were $1,112, and it's his first $1,000 month ever, which is absolutely amazing, considering that he made $500 in his first couple of years, right?
Yes, each, yeah.
And so this is a huge stepping stone.
Yeah, and also his running total now, right? We're going to keep
Yeah.
some of them we've got running totals, which is kind of cool too.
So his running total, or his total lifetime earnings now, has gotten to $5,400,
Yes.
which is awesome. So almost 5,500.
Yeah.
And Brandon writes to us at this point in time, due to all the cleanup done in March, I started to see sales on the new products I made in less than a month. The learning for me is that I had done the research to know what is popular, but I posted a poor design. Once I posted the good design in the popular niche that I had identified, I made sales on Zazzle almost immediately, which is amazing.
Yeah.
I also kept putting into place the suggestions that Jen and Elka gave me in the monthly masterclasses in the Profitable membership.
Mm-hmm.
This helped me see that there are many components to strategy number 2, which is create, and I had not taken advantage of all of them. With each week of implementing changes, I saw an increase in my sales.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Okay, so June 2018, Brandon's third $1,000 month in a row. Brandon writes to us, my original earnings goal that I set for myself when I first started this course was $1,000. And that's actually 2 times what I earned and had made on my own. Then I increased it to $5,000 after I reached $1,000 in 3 months. I kept increasing my earnings goal every time I reach it. It really works best when you follow what Jen and Elka suggest with Elka's ERSD goal setting technique. As of June 2018, a year after starting my new Zazzle store with Jen and Elka, my goal is to reach a lifetime earnings of $25,000 by July 2019. Which is
so
$250,000 in sales. Because remember, we're always talking about royalty earnings, which is about 10% if you set your royalty at 10%.
Yeah.
So this seems impossible right now, but so was my lifetime earnings goal of $1,000 that I set when I first started in July 2017.
Yeah.
So he's come a long way. And now he sees the possibilities, which is really amazing.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
July 2018, Brandon reached $10,000 in lifetime earnings.
Woohoo!
That means $100,000 in sales, which is awesome. So being a member of the profitable membership is paying off big time for me.
I think so.
Since starting with Jen and Alka, I have sold over $100,000 of Zazzle products and banked $10,000.
That's exactly a year after,
Yeah,
right? So he
1 year.
started in June of 2017, so barely, we won't count June. So basically 12 months after,
Yeah,
in July, he's made $10,000 take home and sold
$100,000.
$100,000 worth of product,
That's amazing.
which is very much different than what happened when he was doing this on his own in 1 year.
Yeah.
500 compared to 10,000.
Yeah, that's amazing. He says the designs and products that started selling in 2017 are now selling over and over again in 2018. If you haven't listened to one of our other podcasts, we talked a lot about how you make a product once and it sells multiple times for you. So he's realizing just now that, wow, all of these products that I'm making are actually selling for me over and over again. That means I'm getting paid over and over again for products I made once.
Exactly.
In the meantime, my new products I made recently in 2018 are also selling. I'm making sales every day and earning money from multiple different products over and over again. Jen and Elka's course and membership really helped me figure out how I can fill my store with bestsellers that sell consistently. That's why my Zazzle income is increasing so quickly. Okay, so July 2019. The story
That's
just keeps
another
on
year later.
getting better and better, doesn't
I know,
it?
it does. So this is a year later.
So
now.
1 year later, fast forward a year. So he's been in the Profitable Membership and the Profit by Design Academy for a year.
And by the way, when you join the Profit by Design Academy, you get lifetime access. And when he joined, it was actually called something else. And we completely redid the course last year and updated it because online, things change all the time. And because he joined initially, he always gets the new updates. And so would you.
Yeah.
So now we're a year later. So in the July 2017, he was on track to always make $500 a year because that's what his old track record was on his own. Joined the Profit by Design Academy. A year later, he's made $10,000. Now, a year after that, what's his earnings in July 2019?
Okay, so he has reached now $40,000.
Woohoo!
Which is amazing.
And that's his take home.
Yeah. So that means he's made $400,000 in sales on Zazzle. So Brandon writes to us in July 2019, he says, in June 2018, I set my goal to be $25,000 in lifetime earnings.
And remember, he said that he was very scared of that because he didn't know how he's going to accomplish it.
Light years away, right?
Yeah.
But he says, but over the past year, the Profitable Membership has kept me accountable and been an incredible source of countless important strategies that allowed me to make $30,000 just in the last 12 months. That's 3 times an increase from my first year when I banked 10,000. So 3 times the first year that he started with us. And I don't even know the percentage of when it was that he actually started himself on Zazzle.
Yeah.
But so that's 3 times an increase from my first year when I made $10,000. I exceeded my July 2019's goal I set a year ago by $15,000.
Yeah.
Because his lifetime earnings goal that he set out was 25 and he actually has now made 40. So he says, since starting with Jen and Elka 2 years ago, I've sold $400,000 worth of sales on Zazzle and I've banked $40,000.
Which is really awesome.
So
it keeps getting better.
I know. And now we kind of rewind a month earlier to June 2019 when he came to our first Mastermind, which was in Mallorca. Mallorca, Spain, which is where I lived for 10 years. And we invited a group of Zazzle designers and course members to come and stay with us for a week and really dive deep into their Zazzle business and create a tailored 6-figure Zazzle business plan for them.
And we talked about mindset and implementation strategies, and it was very cool 5 days.
Well, I would think it was also life-changing and transformational. Every single one of the participants who came with us, including Brandon, said, wow, my life has changed. I don't even know where I would be at this point in time if I didn't go to Mallorca, listen to your teachings, implement them, and just be influenced by your aura and your, the vibes
the
that you give
energy.
off. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he wrote to us, and because of Jen and Elka's course and membership, I had achieved so much more than I could ever imagine. I especially like it when I have $5,000 months. I think I like that too.
Yeah.
But when Jen and Elka announced that they were holding their first mastermind, I knew that I needed to sign up. I did not want to miss out on anything else that they could teach me. He was hooked. So they asked me what my goal was for the coming year, and I told them that I wanted to make $40,000 in 1 year instead of 2 years like I did in the past. That's when Elka blew my mind. She showed me in Mallorca how I could set up my production strategy to make $60,000 predictably in 1 year. That means she showed me how to 2 times my income of $30,000 from last year. She believed in me more than I actually believed in myself, and she made me feel more comfortable and confident that I could take on this challenge and actually achieve this goal. So my advice to everyone else in the future is to participate in one of Jen and Elka's masterminds as soon as possible. And I personally want to go back for a second or third time to a mastermind because I want to be influenced by them. And I learn so much from them every time that I interact with them. And in Mallorca, in the future, I not only reached my goal, but I exceeded it. Like going forward, after Elka showed him how to do the $60,000 predictably by creating a tailored business plan.
He actually made 65.
Yeah.
Which is really fun.
Yeah. So in June 2020, Brandon sold $1 million worth of Zazzle products.
Yeah, we've come full circle because we told you that at the beginning, right?
Yeah. So $1 million worth of Zazzle products. That's amazing.
Right?
So he wrote to us, or he kept account of this, and he says, the 5 days of training and coaching I received from Jen and Elka in the Creative CEO Mastermind last June in 2019 in Mallorca was amazing. It made my business skyrocket. The following monthly group coaching calls for the Mallorca Mastermind allowed me to keep learning, growing, and asking for those 6- and 7-figure business questions that made my success possible. I also loved having direct access to Jen and Elka to ask questions and to get answers fast. That means I can keep using my time effectively and do things efficiently. I not only achieved my goal of $60,000 in 1 year, but I exceeded it. In 3 years after starting with Jen and Elka, I have sold $1 million worth of Zazzle products and banked $100,000. Jen and Elka's course, membership, and mastermind are the perfect combination of training and coaching that I needed to achieve such a big goal so fast.
Congratulations, Brendan.
Yeah.
I get like warm and fuzzy all the time because it's just so good, right? He was struggling for so long.
Yeah.
And he doubted it initially, but then because he'd already gotten to that point where he was doubting himself. And as soon as he started doing the work from the Profit by Design Academy, you could just see that he started to realize what was missing, that he was struggling so hard to do in the first place, and how effortlessly it became, and how he then just took off because the will and the strength and the determination was always there. And I feel like that is a very big story that maybe even each one of you can resonate with, because if you feel that, like if you've been working really hard for a long time on Zazzle and not getting anywhere, it's not sometimes because of you, it's just because you don't have the right tools or you don't have the right coaches. And so here's a great example of that, because he obviously has the talent. He's done the work. He's had our help with along the way, but it's because he's invested in himself and he's invested in the right things to make sure that he gets to the objective that he had in mind.
Do you want to read the last part, or you want me to keep going?
You're doing such a great job. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just smiling over here because I'm just so proud.
I know. It's an amazing story. And as I said, it just keeps getting better and better.
Yeah.
So Brandon is now officially a Zazzle Gold Pro designer. Yeah. And so I want to explain. Zazzle's criteria for the Gold Pro designer is to earn $100,000 in lifetime earnings from US-based sales. Brandon received this notice in July of 2020.
Yeah, it's so fun when he posted it on the Facebook group. So we're actually just going to read out what Zazzle said.
Yeah, I'm going to read it here. But he basically, he got that announced in July. So that's a couple months ago. And that's also in US based sales. He has made more money than that because he's made money internationally as well from other sales that aren't from the US.
Yeah, so he's already way ahead of that.
Yeah, so that's absolutely amazing as well. So I have here on the paper, we've printed out the picture of his little Facebook.
For anyone on YouTube, you can see it.
We have this here. There's a Facebook snapshot of his post, and it says, "So I got this today, and I'm very, very excited. Thank you, Elka and Jen, for helping me achieve this milestone." And he attached the email that he got from Zazzle, which says,
yeah, and don't forget to switch that,
"Bravo, you've racked up over 100,000 in lifetime earnings on Zazzle, and that makes you a pro designer at the gold level. That is a stupendous achievement, putting you into a class that few other Zazzle designers have ever achieved. You've done an amazing job making sure your designs stand out, you understand trends, and most significantly, the importance of marketing." And so he was very, very excited, and he posts that in our private Facebook group for our coaching group of students. And so Brandon is our first $1 million Zazzle success story. We have many other students who are on their way and they're coming up. But he is, as I said, one of our star students, and it's very fun and interesting the way that he's documented everything, and so that we can actually read the story to you today. And
hopefully you're inspired by this.
Yeah. So we just wanted to say thank you so much, Brandon, for allowing us to, first of all, be on this Zazzle journey with you, and for you to share your story and your journey with us in such great detail, and to keep track of it all, and to actually show the outside world that the 5 strategies and the Profit by Design Academy do work when you implement them properly and strategically. And we're just extremely happy for your success, because going from $500 a month to making over...
No, $500 a year.
Sorry, a month. Yeah, I have $500 a year.
Yeah.
And I'm I'm flying the paper around. Going from $500 a year to making over $100,000 in earnings in 3 years is amazing.
That's awesome. And I can't wait for you to make your next 100,000.
Yes.
Because every year he's just doubled and tripled his amount. And yes, he's on track. He's doing really well. And we can't wait to see what the next progress report holds.
Yeah.
Then the other thing, though, is you're a gold pro designer, aren't you? I'm very proud of her for doing that.
I am a gold pro designer, and you are a diamond pro designer.
Yeah, which means that I've reached over $500,000. But that doesn't even mean anything anymore, because I reached that already so long ago. And I think it's really important that we celebrate these milestones, but the most important thing is what's the bottom line in terms of the dollars. And I love that Zazzle recognizes us for that, but it's also really great that this kind of money is possible to earn on Zazzle, and that's what people forget. And then only when they see the little badge, they go, "Oh, well, it must be true." But it's always true, and even if people don't show their badges, some people have been doing really, really well. They just don't want to show their status.
Yeah.
And so I think
I also wanted to say that you said that it's not so important because that means you've made you've become diamond a while ago. But I think the amount of time as well that, for example, Brandon reached that is extremely important.
It's fast.
Because it's very fast, and it shows that it's possible. So whether or not, I'm a gold designer or a diamond pro designer as an Elka, the amount of time and the amount of money that you're able and capable to make is what's important. And Brandon has showed us that it is possible. And the fact is that Brandon, he has his 9-to-5 job, which we spoke about. And also he doesn't have very much design experience, and he just did everything to the T on what we told him to do.
And he learned what he was missing because of the Profit by Design Academy and the Profitable Membership. And then when it came to strategy and business coaching for getting to that 6 figures, he just knew that he needed to get the help, and that he knew where to find it, which was to get the coaching through the Creative CEO Mastermind. So if you understand now how it works, the Profit by Design Academy is the place where you start. Then if you want to, go right ahead and add the add-on for the profitable membership as soon as you start with the Profit by Design Academy, because the more you learn, the faster you learn, the more you implement, the faster you'll also see results. Brendan only joined the Profit by Design Academy, the profitable membership a year or so after.
Yeah.
And so if he joined a little earlier, granted, back then it wasn't actually in place as well as it is now and as structured as it is now, but still he would have definitely made more money already, because he just takes everything and implements it. And that's also the learning from this podcast episode, is to make sure that you take advantage of what's out there and learn it and implement it. Otherwise, how can you succeed, right? You'd only be doing what you already know how to do. And just like Brandon, you'd still be stuck every 5 years, or every year you'd make $500. And he always consistently made that money because that's all he knew what to do. And he didn't know any differently, so he couldn't advance.
Yeah.
And so, yes, that's our main message here. Obviously, we're going to celebrate Brandon, and we're going to celebrate the heck out of Brandon because holy smokes, that was an amazing job to do that so quickly. But the other thing is that it's such a learning for you listening or hearing us or seeing us wherever you are. And that is really a big take-home message, and hopefully you get that out of this whole experience.
Yeah. So thank you so much for listening to this episode, and we will see you in the next one.
See you.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to The Creative and Ambitious Entrepreneur with Jen and Elka Clark.
We hope this episode has given you actionable steps to start and scale your Zazzle business so that you can have the passive online income to have location and time freedom to live your dream life.
If you've enjoyed this episode, please take a minute to subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. Each review helps us reach more creative entrepreneurs like you working to create a profitable e-commerce business.
And don't forget to take a screenshot and share it on your Instagram stories and tag us at Miss Jen Clark and at Elka Clark. We'd love to hear your biggest takeaways from today's episode. See you back here next week.